Hi, it's Ronnie, and welcome to Stretch the Sketch, hosted by Janet, who is Galaxy Girl Creations, here on YouTube. And so today's layout's a 12 by 12, so we can use any other size but that. So I'm going to use 9 by 12. And this is a sketch, and it is scrapbookfriends.com in Australia. And super cute. And it is also Scrap Timber by the Scrappy Sisters. And today, well, today I am using hearts as the one. I don't know. They start like a day earlier than us, and I think I get kind of mixed up on this. And I was kind of doing it from memory too because I did not have my sketch or my list of what things to use when I actually made a layout because I couldn't get on the internet. But I think I'm close enough. Anyway, I used these dies and stuff to go with it, and I just used my container of Independence Day like stuff. That's what I have on the outside of the container. And this is PhotoPlay Land of the Free, and that's the paper I used. However, there is other stuff in here that I used also, including one called Creative Imaginations from years ago. And this is the layout I did a few months back and did not have one of my picture of my great nephew. And their aunt that took the photos, she sent me this one. So I have now the one that goes with it. And I'm showing there, I cut out that die 3 times and fussy cut around pieces and layered them. So I'd have different colors of rusty pieces here. I didn't want to do the truck again since this is a companion page. But I do want matching features like the papers matching and that border there with the uh, the blue and the red chevrons. That was already done, and apparently I decided not to use it from another layout, and I thought I'd use it on this one. The bottom of the border on the other one has these little rosettes, and so I fussy cut this out of 4x6 paper, I think, cut apart. And then the USA is a sticker, and I put it on cardstock and fussy cut around it and put the S up on foam tape so that I could kind of repeat it over here. Oh, and I flipped my sketch instead of the top and the bottom having the borders. Since it's a companion page instead of matching it. And the reason for that is because the other one has lace across there on the border, my Martha Stewart lace punch. And I didn't really want lace on his, so when I seen this chevron border in there, I thought, well, I could use it. Well, it didn't look good going the other way. So I thought, well, I'll flip that part. And there is layers behind the photo, but since the other layout does not have layers, I didn't want to put any on this one. But it does have hearts at the top, and I thought, well, how am I going to work my rust color from Mater over there in the other one? And on my video, you probably all noticed that I called him Matter instead of Mater. And the reason for that is because I tease the little kids, the big kids would not fall for it. And I'd say Matter, and they would correct me, no, 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 it's Mater, and get them all excited and just pestering them. And I didn't realize I did it on the video. But yeah, I know it's Mater. I just, out of habit, said Matter. As soon as I uploaded the video and made sure it uploaded correctly, I noticed what I did. But I am not going to pull it down and do that voiceover again. So it stayed that way. But yeah, Mater. And it's just the cutest car. I don't blame him for pulling over and taking pictures with it. And I thought it was kind of funny that Parker didn't get his photos took with it. But then I thought, well, maybe he thinks he's a little too old for that. Apparently not, because he sure does look adorable in this photo with Mater. And let's see where I'm at. Oh, I'm putting the hearts on there. It does have more hearts in the sketch, but I only had 2 stickers with hearts made like that. There was a sticker on another sticker sheet that was really similar, but the shape was different. And I thought about trying to cut it myself to match. And then I thought, I'll just go with 2 to make it look better. I didn't want to take a chance of just messing it up. And let's see. Oh, the stars is from that Joe Lee's, and on Mater on the other layout on his nose, I did put one of these stars, and there were 3 left. I'll use them on this layout. And oh, I keep thinking I need to do something else with that USA. And I finally decided to add some of the gears to it. You know, I love gears anyway. And those rosettes, they go so well with them. Just kind of blends right in. So I'm just going to go ahead and add a few on there. And I had a lot of fun putting them on there too. And you probably see me with that little sticker. Well, I made it into not a sticker. It says "Let Freedom Ring." I keep putting it up there. Well, I had a plan because almost all my layouts is set on my desk for days. Well, I'm thinking about what to do with it, and I had a plan there and an arrow, and I couldn't remember all of it. Just the arrow, and it kind of nestled around that. However, I couldn't remember what else I was going to put there, and I really didn't want the arrow pointing to nothing. So I finally will decide just to leave it like it is. Well, I think I scooted over a tiny bit. But yeah, if you keep seeing me fool with that, it's because I did cut some of that out. It's because I couldn't remember what else I wanted to do with it. But it's going to stay there. It is going to stay there because I do like it. And how great it is that Parker wore red pants. Yeah, to go with all this. Oh, I cut the gears out of, well, 2 sides of one paper and a scrap of, well, that was a scrap too, but it was bigger, quite a bit bigger, and a scrap of another paper, so I'd have a few different designs of the rust. And that's Craft Consortium, and I forgot to show that paper pad, but, well, I think it's out of actually 2 different paper pads. But they were scraps I had in there with the wood grain and the rust and the bricks. They're all in there together. And I have a scrap one of everything, and it's just easier to grab it up and pull it out. But I did forget to show you the paper pad. And there's my layout again. And of course, since I do not have no gears on this side, I thought I'd add some gears. And I really wanted to use that bigger one and put half on each of the layouts, only I'm not going to end up using it on this one. And that piece that I just put down, it the reason it's half is because it was fussy cut off of that bigger thing that's on top of the photo and was left over, and I thought, well, it's still good and usable and big enough to use as something. So I saved it because I kind of like that it's dark and then it's got that part where it looked like paint is still there, or it completely went down to the metal because something brushed it. But I like that, so most of that's covered up, but some of it still shows. And I like that, and I'm going to go ahead and use it on here. And wanted to make sure I got all 3 of the colors of the papers that I cut them out of. So that's what I'm doing here, is just looking at them and trying to make sure I get all 3. And oh, and I'm looking at it and I'm telling myself, make sure you put stars on the other layout. But it will take me a couple of minutes to remember it, but I will get some stars on the other one just to help make everything coordinate. Now, like I said, I tried to do a 2-page layout and it just wasn't working because of the lace. And so since it is a companion page, I needed the title. So my title is USA because, yeah, I needed the title. And I wanted that on there, so that's how it ended up being USA. But then I got to thinking, okay, just USA, what am I going to do with it? So I pulled out my Route 66 dies, and I love that little die. I looked at it. I know for years. and didn't get it. And because I thought, well, how many photos do I have of us on Route 66? I have been on Route 66, but it's been a while. And I don't think I have any pictures unless I go through some really old ones I might have took. But then I'd have to research and make sure that they were Route 66. Anyway, I um, thought finally one day that I'm going to go ahead and get it. I love it. And you might as well have what you love on your layouts. And it can be anywhere. This is not even really close to Route 66 where they're at, but it portrays that they are on a road trip, which they were. And I thought, it'll work. I like it. It's my layout, and I can do however I want. And I want that thing on there. So, yeah, no reason other than it portrays a road trip. And you probably will see it on more because, yeah, I like it. And it cuts out so well. And the thing was, it said last one on the place I got it. It was on eBay and it was new. And I thought, if I don't get it now, I may never get it. Because I looked on the internet to see if I could get it anywhere else when it said last one. Today's the day. And so, yeah, I got it. Uh, oh, here's the stars, I think. Yeah. They were already punched out. They're from the EK Success confetti punch. And since I punched them out for the other layout, I just saved them. And I'm going to use some on here. And I think that's it. I think that's the last put on here. But while I'm doing that, I want to mention that down there below, you will see a playlist for Stretch the Sketch and everybody else and see what all they do with the sketch. And you also see a playlist for scrap timber and see what everybody else does with hearts because that will be on there somewhere. But after uploading the video yesterday, it may not be on today's. Uh, but yeah, there will be hearts on there somewhere. And the thing was, the reason I had in my head all these hearts across the top, and I thought hearts. Hearts is probably it because I'm pretty sure hearts was next on the list. But yeah, and I even put them in the same place. Not as many. And I think it has, I'm not sure if it's stitching or if it's a stencil on the background. I couldn't make up my mind. But since there was stitching across the hearts, I thought maybe it was stitching. But yeah, it has that. So, some of the other layouts may have that one. Mine did not because I was matching the other one. But there's the Let Freedom Ring. And yeah, and really that chevron thing is the off fall from the chevrons. So, yeah. Well, I think it's a border one, so I think that part maybe is the part you're supposed to use. I am not sure. I use it both ways. But there's that die cut that I cut 3 pieces out and fussy cut and layered and all that good stuff. And there's that cute, adorable Route 66. But I want to thank you all so very, very much for joining me while I created it. And I had a whole lot of fun creating it. And there's the original layout that I did a few months back. And that is my great niece, his sister. And that is that adorable die set of Mater. And here's the finished layout. And don't forget that the playlists are down there and be sure to check them out and have fun with both Stretch the Sketch and Scrap Timber. Bye.